I said, God, give me a sign. He gave me 5. He said, watch for the pride. Envy and lies. He said, don't reach for hands. If there's a tide, don't tell them that you love them. If they ain't tried, nah. They said I couldn't come out. I came in like Juggernaut. They said I couldn't.
Okay, but
Welcome back to a True Kings podcast. Today, we got Conversations with Friends, episode 1. And I got the Brody on here, my boy Enrique on here. Today, we're going to discuss various topics that I'm very excited to get into. These topics are one of the reasons why I wanted to get into podcast. So, Enrique, how are you doing today, bro?
bro, I'm doing good, bro. Just, going on with my life, working, going to class, just chilling, hanging out with friends, doing what everybody been doing lately.
Hey, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, kind of the same for me. I've been grinding a lot more on here though. I'll tell you that. Like, I already uploaded a new video today on my other channel. I mean, it's not posted yet, but it's already uploaded, and there's going to be a part 2 to that video. But I've been grinding on YouTube, my job, just in life, you know. So things are just
Yeah, I've seen you be doing really good on YouTube, bro. I've seen you been stepping up, bro.
yes. I'm not gonna say it's stepping up, but I will say just trying to become more consistent in the things that I do. You feel me? But
Yeah, I got you, I got you.
but anyway, so you know, one thing I want to kind of talk about, right? Me and you I kind of always get into this conversation, at least some of them never go fully into it. And that conversation is like so we met back in high school, our freshman year of high school. Like within like the first 2-3 weeks of high school, that's when we met. We've been boys ever since. But what was kind of like, we're 2 years removed now. So what was kind of your experience like in high school? Because, and I can get into my experience in a second, but my experience was kind of like, it was pretty trash. I'm not gonna lie to you. So what was kind of your experience?
Well, with me, I wouldn't say it's kind of weird to explain and kind of I wouldn't say complicated, but it's more like there were some really good things and some really bad things. I don't think there was something like in between. Like there was some, have fun time with, with the boys hanging out and stuff. And I didn't have to worry about much. What I had to do was just go to class, hang out, and go to work and stuff. Once you graduate high school, you gotta worry about more things because we become adults, so you gotta get more responsibility and stuff. But a lot of people in my high school were kind of mean. I ain't gonna lie to you, and but that doesn't matter because as soon as you graduate, you don't see them again. I mean, high school is like it's described as like the tough period where people just go through very tough things. And man, it is how it is.
Yeah, for sure. I would say my high school experience kind of the same as well. Back in high school, we kind of discussed this actually when we were still in high school. I think it was our heading into our senior year. Um, I was kind of like that loner guy, where it was like I never really I was friends with people, but I wasn't friends with people, you know what I'm saying? Like there was only certain people I really hung around, and my friend group was very small. I become more so friends with different people we went to high school with once we graduated versus when we were actually in school with them, you know. But
Yeah.
the one thing I can tell you is high school was kind of like that blueprint for me at least. I don't know about you, but it was that blueprint of like doubt because high school was definitely the place where I felt like the most overlooked, especially by the girls. You know what I'm saying? By the girls, I was really overlooked.
Yeah.
I got no girls in high. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I got no girls in high school.
I
No
mean,
girls.
I can't say this. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you I got all the girls in the world because that was not true. I mean, I got a few here and there. I even got in a relationship, but nothing like out of the ordinary.
Yeah, but with
And
me,
and it's tough. It's tough whenever you're in high school, like, because people, everybody's just like crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure, for sure. Like I said, for me, like it wasn't until senior year where I realized, high school isn't really all that. But like I said, it's just simply a blueprint for me because that's where I was. I felt like I was definitely the most overlooked. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm not overlooked now, but people will definitely either put me ahead of the line now or they'll put me into consideration now versus high school, where it's like I wasn't even put into consideration. And the moment I was put into consideration for something, all of a sudden they took me out of that consideration. Um, but I really noticed that, and this is like a life thing, but in high school they really did this, is that they put everyone kind of puts each person into a box, specifically people who they don't really know. You know what I'm saying?
That is so true, dude. Like, I remember like people just look at you and they automatically judge you and think they know you when they don't, and they put you in this kind of box to be like, oh, he's this, or she's that, or is this, and it's like, why are you making a prejudice against me when you don't know who I am?
That's what I'm saying. So, I moved down here my freshman year. You moved down here in your eighth grade year, right?
Well, long story short, you know where I'm from. I
Yeah.
moved to Bowling County in sixth grade, but went to Spanish for middle school in eighth grade, and then Spanish for high school in ninth grade, which is where I met you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So like, yeah, I moved down here our freshman year, ninth grade, and I didn't think this was gonna happen, but it's like when I came here, everyone was kind of expecting me to be like so vocal and so excited to be around everybody, and it's like it was weird. And just based on my freshman year, everyone put me in this box as the shy, awkward kid, but it's like I'm a new kid at the time, right? So heading into sophomore, I'm not gonna lie, sophomore year I was still pretty shy and awkward, and kind of same for junior year. Senior year is where I really stood out. Was like I'm not afraid of anybody anymore. Why would I be shy? Why would I be awkward? I was still a little awkward. I mean, at the time I was 17 and 18, but I wasn't really shy anymore. But at that point, everyone kind of had me in this box. And like I said, the one thing I realized about that box is the moment we get out of high school, people don't like seeing you come out of that box, you know,
Yeah,
because
it's happened to me, bro. It's happened to me because I remember like I had a really bad rep in high school, dude, and you know how it was, man. A lot of people were just like did not like me. A lot of people were hating because I was actually, you know, doing really good for myself. At first, like, my high school journey was like, okay, so freshman year was really bad. Sophomore year was worse. I will tell you that. Junior year was getting better, and senior year was honestly the best year, not just because it was the last year, but it's because where, like you said, is where I just really didn't care. It's like, look, I'm just gonna get my grades up, which my grades were always good, but besides the point, I was just like, being myself, and I don't care what people think, and just enjoying time with the boys and everything because, we're about to graduate, so what's the point of worrying about stuff that didn't really matter?
yeah, for sure. Like the one thing I've noticed, like I said, how people take you out that box is with me, I didn't have a bad reputation in high school. Like I said, I was just known as that awkward kid who was pretty square. I was known for really just going home, going home, doing my schoolwork, then coming back to school, then going to work, getting money, all this stuff, right? Really just focusing on myself in high school. But a lot of people thought that was just boring, like I'd hear people all the time saying, you're on a good path, but they'd be like, it's boring. So they put me in this box. And, I was really skinny, scrawny, all this stuff, you know. But specifically the last few years, specifically this year, this year is really all about improving myself for not just myself, but for the people around me and everything, becoming a better man and everything. And I'm definitely not the same man I was a year ago or last year in general. I've become more mature, more active in a lot of different aspects of my life. But the people that we went to high school with specifically, it's like they hate seeing me grow for whatever reason. I don't I don't know what it is. It's not necessarily the dudes. The dudes, no, like for me, the main people that put me in the box high school was the girls. I don't know why they just didn't mess with me like that, but it was what it was. I personally don't care, but it's like every once in a while, or not every once in a while, it's like every few months, I'll get on Instagram or my Snapchat, and I'll see a girl we went to high school with has just unfriended me or whatever. And I'm like, what I do? All I did was just post me working out. All I did was just post me posting a YouTube video. All I did was post me becoming a better person, just improving and motivating. And it's like they just don't like to see it. And especially the girls that played me and rejected me back in high school, is mainly those girls that rejected me and played me back in high school that have unfriended me this year on some type of timing, because it's like they don't like me coming out of that box where it's like, okay, back in high school they probably chose someone else over me, or they thought this thing would be better than being with me, but now all of a sudden he seems to be what I actually wanted the whole time. A guy who he's maturing, he's out here working hard, getting money, all this stuff. He's really becoming a man in front of our eyes. And every single day he shows why he is a man in front of our eyes. And it's like they just don't like to see it. And that's like I understand why. I mean, if I rejected a girl that I was talking to for a while, or chose someone else over her, and then all of a sudden I see she has this huge glow up and she's getting money and everything, I ain't gonna. I'm gonna be happy for her, but I'm gonna low key feel some type of way too. Be like, dang, like I really just.
Yeah, I mean, I've had the same experience where girls will be like, Enrique, you ain't none, like I'm gonna choose you over someone else, and then they see that I'm actually doing good in life in general. Look, I don't have a YouTube, I'm not like big on social media, but I'm talking about like, you've seen me started working out. If we're being honest, out of our friend group, I was the first one that had to go through all these things, you know what I mean? If you think about it. Um, and when they see me being successful, making money, enjoying my life, going to the gym and all this stuff, they get mad because they're just like, well, I screwed up. I should have not doubted Enrique. Look at him right now. So it happens, bro. What you can do is just keep going with yourself, keep doing what you're doing. Who cares what they think? They messed up. That's on them.
Oh yeah, for sure. So kind of want to ask you about this. So essentially, like you don't got to go into big detail with this, okay? But what was kind of that moment, right, that really made you change yourself? Like really made you look at life from a different perspective and go, okay, this is what I need to do in order to become a better man, become, this guy who doesn't really like take things personal, but doesn't take things personal, like he's just, someone who's improving. Like, what have you done in order, or what was that situation that caused you to kind of, change?
Uh, yeah, well, to get into that, it's happened more than once, because there's sometimes I thought that this is one way and then I realized it's the other way, and there's many different paths to become successful. The first time was beginning of my senior year when me and my ex broke up, which I'm not gonna get full into detail why. Like I'm not gonna get into detail, but that's why I realized, okay, Enrique, what are you doing with your life? You gotta get your things together. That's where I started like going to the gym like crazy. Like I remember before going to school, I would wake up at like 4 in the morning and go to the gym, even when it was like, 20 degrees out, like stuff like that, just because I was that much angry at her and like having all that anger. And I was like, I really need to change. I really need to change. I really need to change. And I started going to that. I started, saving up my money more and then getting ready for college and stuff like that. That was the first time. The second time was the beginning of my freshman year of college, where I realized, okay, I gotta do all of this and I gotta change the different ways because I feel like I'm being more outspoken. I gotta like, reserve myself and keep doing what I'm doing, but being careful with what I say and other things. And that's pretty much the main two that made me change as a person. And I'm still changing as a person, don't get me wrong. This is just the start of everything. But those are the main two that made me realize, Enrique, you gotta get your things together, man. I don't know what you're doing. You gotta get ready. You gotta improve yourself. You can't be the way you are right now.
100%. I feel that. Yeah, with the one thing I would say is, and me and you, everyone's heard me say this on my other channel several times, but I can't express it enough. When a man gets his heart broken or whatever, that changes him, especially if it was by a girl he was in love with.
That is true, man. You know, like I said, like out of a friend group, I was the first one that went through it, man. And then, everybody else went through it, but like, you saw me change completely after that happened to me so early on.
Hmm.
I was like, oh my God, like I don't care, I'm happy with where I am. And then when that happened, I was like, whoa, heck nah, I gotta get my stuff together. And yeah, that's where I changed.
Yeah. So like, yeah, with my situation, like I said, this year, you know, I I'm just not the same person I was last year. Um, last year with me, got into a relationship, was going great. I had so many dreams for that relationship. We had planned to do certain things, like go one day go to Hawaii with each other, all this stuff. Like when I say I fell in love with that girl, I mean I fell in love with her, like to the core. Like, and I'm not afraid to admit that because it's just true. Like I was genuinely in love with her. But then all of a sudden, if you know the story, randomly one day, she wasn't feeling the relationship anymore. She just I don't know what happened. To this day, I still don't know the genuine reason. Because I could sit there and tell like her reasoning for ending the relationship was not a real reason, or at least it it wasn't really real reason for ending us. Um, I just I just think it was one of those situations where it was, like I don't know, you treat someone so good, but they're not used to it, and it's kind of scares them, and so you know they don't feel comfortable anymore. I feel like it's probably one of those. That's not on me. I always have to tell myself that it's not on me. I mean, I can't help how I am. I was always the person that was taught to love people and to give people, but I do have a tendency in the past to love too hard. Now, this year I could definitely say I don't love too hard. The moment a girl or whatever sits here and says I'm not good enough for them anymore, that's the moment I'm like, all right, cool, get out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not
Me
gonna sit
too,
here.
bro.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and mope over you like how I did last year. Like if you don't, if like for those who don't know, for 5 months last year, I waited for my ex to come back. Like literally, like I wanted her back so bad. Like I said, I was in love with her. This is like my genuine first love. And like I had previous girlfriends, but this is like my genuine first love. And so I waited like months for her to come back. But and I remember to this day, an hour before Christmas, December 24th, 2022, Christmas Eve, I had this bad feeling, this really bad feeling in my heart, in my gut and in my mind, right? I couldn't go to sleep. And so I looked her up on Instagram, and that's when I saw she had a new boyfriend. And that was the moment I changed. It wasn't the breakup initially that changed me because I've been in the denial stage for those months thinking she's gonna come back and we're gonna rekindle everything. The initial thing that changed me was seeing that she had a new boyfriend. That's when I got to work. That's when I was like, okay, now I'm about to go harder in school. I'm about to go and start going to the gym more. I'm about to really, grow out my facial hair. If y'all can see, got my beard kind of growing in and stuff still. It's gotten thicker over the last 7 months. But really, really just improve myself in
Yeah.
all aspects and become more mature. And I handle things very, very much differently now. I don't really, and like I said, like that thing I just talked about, like I've discussed with you in the past, like it's not something I like talk about anymore because it is still, no matter how much time goes on, like that is still a painful memory, and I know like she's out with someone else right now. I already know that. And it's sometimes it is hard being happy for her because I ain't gonna lie, sometimes I wanna find her in person and beat up her boyfriend. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I want to find her in person and beat up her boyfriend. I'm not gonna lie to you. But but I know like at the end of the day that's not worth it because I deserve better than that. But that moment did make me
Nah,
change
bro,
and,
you're better than
become.
that, man.
Yeah, it that moment did make me change and become.
Bro, the best revenge to get over someone, it's literally improving yourself, not fighting anybody, not doing anything. Cause I thought about that too, you know what I mean? Literally, all I've done was improve myself. And my ex have tried to go back with me multiple times, and every time she's tried, I said no, get out,
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing about me
because she knows
is,
she messed up.
yeah, the thing with me is I learned a long time ago, like my mom always raised me. My parents, my family members, people around me have always told me since I was a kid, even when I'm overlooked, even when I'm heartbroken, is that I'm worth something. I'm worth uh I'm worth the life that I deserve to live. That I'm a king. Hence the podcast, hence my other channel's name, King LJ, hence the True Kings podcast, of course. But the
Yeah.
one thing, like it bothered me a lot to know, like, okay, well, this person I'm in love with right here, she can't even see that as well. And that is what bothered me for this whole past year, right? But now I would say, like, it doesn't bother me anymore because now if she thinks someone else is better, let her think someone else is better. You know? Like
Exactly. Just
like
because, exactly. Not everybody's gonna see someone's potential, and that's on them. It's not on you. It's not something somebody can control, you know? No, and when you prove it and they realize they messed up, they're gonna hate because they got nothing else better to do. Because they know they can't go back with you.
hmm
Because they know you're gonna say no. It doesn't work like that.
like that's
It's
the thing.
either it's like a chance, you know, it's like a game of chance. You either take it or leave it.
That's the thing. Like eventually, like I said, would I say I'm over my ex right now? Yes, I would say I'm over her. Like she's not someone I'm thinking about 24/7 at this point. Now, do I think about her every once in a while? I mean, of course. I mean, I'm still single, I'm still single and I'm living life. And of course, like every once in a while, I'm probably just in my room chilling. I may see something online that reminds me of her, right? Okay, that's kind of how it is for everybody. Everyone doesn't really forget their first love. Let's just be honest. Anyone who says they forgot their first love, 9 times out of 10, they're lying. I talked to somebody not too long ago.
True.
Wait, hold on. My bad. I talked to somebody not too long ago. Uh, she's like, this lady is married. She is in her she's like in I think she's in her 60s right now, right? But she was giving me some words of encouragement, some words of advice, and she said, because I asked her, because it was like several months ago, I asked her about her first love. I wanted to see what she would say, and she said one day, even though she's married, she's got kids and everything now and all that stuff, she said even though she's married now, she's living the life she wants to live, and she's very much happy, she still sometimes will think about her first love from years ago, right? She doesn't know where this first love is. She doesn't know if this first love is alive. She, like I said, she's in her
Mm,
60s now, you know, but she doesn't know what's going on with that. But every once in a while, it's not often, but occasionally she may have a dream about her first love, right? And she'll wake up and feel kind of sad because she wonders what could have happened with that. But she doesn't really trip over it
yeah.
because she knows it was for the best because she ended up living a better life. And so that's how I think a lot of people should look at situations like that. Like it's probably for the best because at the end of the day, you are going to go on to live a better life.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Bro, I have a question for you though.
what's up?
Yo,
Yeah, can you not hear me? Yeah, you technical difficulties, y'all. Hold on. All right, you can go ahead.
okay, I do have a question for you though.
All right.
This is it's kind of a different topic, but it's one that I really want to get into because I have my share opinions of it, and I think you do too. Do you think money can change a person?
Do I think money can change a person? You can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um,
Yes, I can.
all right. So I think I think money can change a person to an extent. So what do I mean by that is basically, so if you grew up around money, like if you grew up in a decent household, things like that, maybe didn't grow up with a bunch of money, but you still grow up with a decent amount. I don't think money will change you, but I do think it'll, I'll say this, it might change you around certain people. So take me, for example, let's say our high school union is coming up soon, right? And then let's say I get $1
Mm-hmm.
billion out of nowhere. With that $1 billion, I buy a mansion, I buy a Lamborghini, I buy a Bugatti, I buy like a bunch of nice stuff, right? I pull up to our high school reunion. Guess what? Everyone, I pull up, all these people who doubted me back then, they're now looking at me and going, "Is that LJ right there? Is that really LJ?" I'm a flex. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's not like I'm gonna be honest, flex is not really all that. Like, yeah, I might like to buy me some chains and stuff sometimes, but I don't really use it to flex. I just get it because I like it. But um, I think it could change to an extent. Now, if you grew up like broke, it could teach you that it could teach you being humble, and it can also teach you as in being a flexer. So like let's say like you get a bunch of money, you come from nothing. All right, so you get money, you get fame, all of a sudden now people are loving you. People are feeding into your head, right? So now you think you're all that, you kind of become cocky. Now let's say you also you don't really get the fame, but you do get a bunch of money. It don't really change you. You're still pretty humble and you still kind of, you know what I'm saying? Um, I think it honestly depends on how many people feed into your ego, if that makes sense.
That is true. I agree with that because, for example, like I said, it's many facts because I've seen all these I mean, I watch soccer or football as most people call it. Not to make anybody going crazy here by the term. I see them come from nothing, from all these favelas in Brazil, and all of a sudden they get this like billions or millions, like hundreds of millions contracts, and all of a sudden you see them all flashy. People are saying they love them, they play great, and you see all the women on the behind them, trying to get a piece of that. And then they go crazy, and then they think they're God, bro. They think they own the world, man. And then all of a sudden they just mess up eventually. But yeah, like you said, it's true. Or for example, those people, some people that went to our high school whose parents come from like a lot of money, they got multi-million dollars, and then they're out here bragging about how much money they make, etc. It mainly just depends on the person, not the money, not the monetary thing. I've also met people who got a bunch of money and they act normal, man. They act like they don't got that money. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it mainly and also I will say that social media plays a big factor on that because if you have a lot of money and then you post and you got thousands of followers adding to that, millions of followers adding to that, and getting all these comments and likes like every 10 minutes, bro, whoever receives that is gonna think they just own the world, man. They're gonna think they're above everyone else.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm not gonna say I was about to say some names about some people who I know changed because their ego was feeded, but I was like, nah, let me not. I don't really
Nah,
like. I'm not
bro.
gonna mention
Nah,
names.
I
And I
mean,
mean, like,
they don't deserve that fame. You know what I'm saying? They
I
don't
mean,
deserve that.
no, like these people are already famous. So I mean, like these
Uh,
people are already like got big time like followers and stuff. But I'm still like, nah, I don't really got to go into that much detail though about it because it's like it's not really a point to it. But yeah, essentially, I just think it really just people just feed into if they feed into your ego about it, like you can get money, But if people are feeding into your ego about it, then that's where you start to kind of believe what they say and you start to act like what they say. Versus
True.
if you,
Oh, I,
oh, my bad, go ahead.
no, you're good. I was gonna say that like another case of people with that, not necessarily money, but more power, are politicians, man. I'm not gonna call out, I'm not gonna get into the whole thing, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to do anything with this podcast, but that's a pretty good example with that. When you get power, you can turn into a whole different human being, man. When you get too
Hmm.
much power.
Yeah. So, so I had a question for you. Um, so, we talked about our life in high school, but essentially, what has kind of been like your plans of life? Like, how was it essentially going right now? You know, I know that's probably something you don't want to go into too much detail on because, we're gonna kind of keep it private, but just get into it, give people kind of a hint on what you got going on.
Well, okay, so right now I'm gonna be a junior in college and I'm ahead of credits, so I'm gonna graduate a bit early. I'm doing a pretty decent major, and with that, I'm trying to move out of state, like moving somewhere, another state or another country. And I'm a person that always liked to travel, especially because when I was younger, I was able to travel to many countries. So that's something that I always wanted to do. I mean, obviously, everybody wants to get rich, including myself. Everybody wants to have like a mansion, cars, like Bugattis, Lambos, etc. Of course, I want that too. I would love to have that, but my main goal is literally to travel. If you could just tell me that like I could just get a backpack, a camera, and just travel around the world, bro, I'll be the happiest man ever, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. So like, yeah, with myself, um, I'm excited about my plans, so I'm gonna go into some detail. You know, like I'm pretty, like I said, after last year, I'm pretty proud of myself and where I've become. So, like I said,
Yeah.
really just I've been focused. Just getting my associate's degree, and about to just transferred, and so now I'm about to graduate. Should be getting my bachelor's now soon in 2 years. And within these 2 years, I'm gonna get that bachelor's in marketing and business administration. And then after that, I'll probably end up going to film school. I want to learn how to film skits, movies, TV shows. I want to learn how to write. I want to learn how to direct. I want to learn how to do all of that. It just fits me.
Yeah.
It fits my direction, I feel like. And it's just I don't know. It feels like it's something I could become really good at. And so, but so one thing you told me before is speaking of like filming, things like that, you told me that you wanted to kind of get into YouTube yourself. What is kind of like your
Yeah.
plan for YouTube if you do tend to do that?
Well, okay, just to let you know, I don't have like a exactly 100% plan yet, but I mean, I've seen many different trends and many things. I mean, I feel like I mean, outside of camera, you know me, I could be really funny and goofy. I feel like that's something I could add to the channel. Also,
Hmm.
self-improvement can be another thing I could add to a channel. So it's not gonna be something in concrete or a specific type of content, but many types of content, kind of whatever I feel like doing. And I'm not gonna say I want to go to film school like you do, because I'm not. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm like the expert of filming, but that's something. It's a skill I kind of want to learn for whenever I make videos. Learn how to edit, learn how to have good camera quality, learn how to have the right angle, it's stuff like that. But mainly like funny stuff. Like I've seen people get on Omegle one day and then they do some funny things and then they upload it and it gets, it's a success. And I've seen other people that go on the camera and do self-improvement, and it's also a success. So kind of like a mixture of both things could really fit me because I think I'm really good at both things. Because self-improvement because I've done it myself and I've experienced it, and funny because that's just me. That's just who I am, man.
Yeah, for sure. I would say like the one thing about when you create content on YouTube or any type of content, the hardest thing and like is Carnegie and I discussed this yesterday when I interviewed him. Um the editing process of things. The editing is what takes the longest to do. Um, Especially if you want it to be perfect. Now, it's not always going to be perfect, but if you want the best results, the best quality, the best views, all of that, then you have to have a certain way to edit. And I'm gonna be honest, these editing things is expensive and stuff. These editing apps and stuff. And sometimes if you got too much storage on your computer, on your phone, or whatever, like you can't seem to edit what you would like to edit. When I first started YouTube, I had to delete like 50,000 apps just because my videos would be super long and I had to sit there and edit it and chop it up and everything. And I could sit there and still try to upload it to what I need to upload on to edit it, and it still would not do it because there was too much space too much space taken up on my phone. And like I said, editing can end up being an hour. For me, always comes out to be maybe like an hour long, but depending on what you're editing, it can end up being sometimes days. So if you do
Yeah,
start
I've noticed
YouTube,
that. I've seen YouTubers.
yeah. So like if you do start YouTube, the one thing I'll sit here and tell you is definitely know what you're really wanting to do. Um, Hang on. I did the self-improvement stuff and on my other channel, but now I'm moving into this channel. On to this channel right here, my podcast channel. But yeah, so like if you want to do content creation, don't expect it to be easy. Don't expect it to be like the best thing in the world at times, because trust me, at times you're gonna hate it. But you have to have that passion for it if you want to be consistent with it. Or not just consistent with it, if you know like it's something you really want to grow on. A lot of people just do it because they hear they can make money from it or whatever. The reason I started it, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say like money wasn't like a thought process, but I automatically knew I'm not gonna make money from the jump. But it was something I wanted to do ever since I was a kid, was get on YouTube and just start having fun with it and everything. So only thing is I take it every single time I do a video, I take it really serious. Another thing is like expect to get judged a lot, like even more when you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be prepared for that. So, but like you said, you don't really know what you want to do yet when it comes to it, if you even are going to do it. But yeah.
I got you. I got you.
But there are certain content creators now that I ain't gonna like, they can be pretty toxic, but they can also be pretty useful. And I'm talking about the whole red pill community. Um, I don't
Yeah,
watch the
yeah.
red pill community as much as I used to, but I do still watch a certain person in the red pill community every once in a while, aka Steph is Cold. Um, he was the first person I came across in the red pill community. He was my favorite person in the red pill community. Um, he's put me on some game, and not just when it comes to things like dating, but also when it comes to specifically like going to the gym and getting your gains in, the type of foods you should eat, the look you should want to have for yourself and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, like I don't get my look from him. This is just me. Like I put my fits together and I go with what I think looks best and stuff. But you know, every single time I see Steph is Cold on Instagram or I go to his YouTube and I see his success, it inspires me to become even more successful than what I am now and to keep working harder. So, what do you personally think about the red pill community as a whole currently?
Okay, I think it can be useful as first, but as long as you're not seeing someone who goes all the way to the streams, you know what I mean? There's certain channels that go all the way to the stream, but like a lot of them can be useful. For example, Steph Curry helps you a lot.
Steph is Cold.
Um,
You said
Steph is
Steph
cold.
is. Yeah, you keep getting mixed up with Steph Curry, man.
Let's forget that we didn't hear that, okay? How to Beast is another one. Have you heard How to Beast?
Out of
It's a
Beast?
channel.
Nah.
No, have you never heard of him?
Mm-mm.
Okay, he's not as popular as Steph is Cold, but he's actually like he's actually pretty good in red pill and stuff. He helps you improve a lot in all aspects, not just like not just like dating or not just like bodybuilding, but like in every aspect. It has helped me a lot. Um, Jack Demo, he's a comedian. He's not necessarily red pill, but on his secondary channel, he talks about like, you know, I mean, there's two aspects that I look for red pill, whether you want to improve your dating life and yourself. How to Beast, I look at it as more to improve myself, and Jack Demo, I look at it more for the dating life. So those two channels I recommend a lot. And Steph is cold, and I'm not mixing it up again. Never ever again. That was never.
Yeah,
Hey, you're
like
gonna see all those people. You're gonna see all those Steph is cold fans clowning my ass for that, bro. That's gonna be hilarious. Oh my god, I can't wait for it.
yeah, for sure. Like I'll sit here and tell you when it comes to specifically like I don't. I'll tell you this. Couple years ago, I did watch the Red Pill community more for dating wise, but then you sit there and you realize like, yo, they really like I don't want to be one of these toxic dudes who's out here doing this stuff, and they can get pretty toxic advice. Not all the time, but they can still get pretty toxic advice. Me personally, like I said, I go the only one I watch in the Red Pill community now at this point, and he was kind of always the only one I watched was Steph. And the reason I watched Steph was because his content, yeah, he talks about dating mainly, but that's because that's what a lot of his fans want. But he does other things other than dating. Like I said, he talks about how to really improve yourself for not just yourself, but for the people around you. So that way you can, keep yourself up and keep yourself happy. Um, Talks about staying fit, getting your money right, all this stuff. And every single day, like I said, it's gonna come with time maturity, but every single day I I take some of like the stuff that I've learned, not just stuff that he talks about, this not just stuff that I learned from my parents and learned from people around me, but the stuff I learned from the experience that I deal with, and it turns me into a better man, a more mature man, more one who tends to be more focused, you know. And personally, like I can't say like I can't say I'm in a bad spot right now, So like I said, when it comes to the red pill community, I would say they can be helpful, but they can also be misguideful, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I was about to say. For example, in the case of How to Beast, I'll send you his channel after this podcast because I promise you're gonna like it. When he gives advice on dating, he doesn't necessarily give it on the fact of being toxic or you gotta be this, you gotta be that. He's more like, look, he's basically saying, look, respect women, but when you gotta put them in their place, put them in their place. Not like, for example, some other people I'm not gonna say, but I think you know who I'm talking about. They're kind of people who have a certain podcast. You know who I'm talking about.
Fresh and fit,
A certain podcast in Miami.
fresh and
Yeah.
fit.
Uh-huh. Yeah, they give pretty toxic advice. They talk about more of like heartbreak and stuff like that of resentment. It's not more heartbreak. When they give advice, they give it out of resentment. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna
And
be
if you develop resentment towards the opposite gender, then you're gonna be screwed, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like I said, I don't really I've never really watched Fresh and Fit like that. I've seen a couple of their podcasts, and no hate to Fresh and Fit. Um, in fact, I think some of the stuff they can say can be very helpful, but
Yeah.
from what I've seen, they have at times been very hypocritical on a lot of their teachings. And like I said, I don't watch them because it's hard to take them serious too. And like the way they
Yeah,
talk,
that's what I'm saying.
and like the way they talk, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know about a lot of other guys, but I was raised to kind of treat women with respect. You know what I'm saying? Treat them with respect, treat them like they're a human being. And the way that I see them talking to women sometimes is almost like they be treating women like they're pets or something. And I'm just like,
Yeah,
I can't
that's what I've been thinking.
like it's like they're
Like,
not it's like they're human beings. So come on, man. You good? You kind of froze, my boy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just kind of froze up a little bit, but I heard what you said.
Oh yeah,
Like I
yeah,
told
yeah. I
you, my
was.
connection is not the best, man.
Oh, but yeah, man. So like I don't really question though. What did you last year was this guy's year? What did you really think of like Andrew Tate?
Bro. Oh my God, Andrew Tate, bro. Okay, so the thing with Andrew Tate is this, man. There's some things that he says that are true, and there's a lot of things that he says that are not true. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, when he talks about hard work, self-improvement, be yourself, and be someone great, I agree with him. But when he says other stuff that's just outright goofy, I don't agree with him. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I feel like that, okay, I don't know if he's done all this criminal stuff that they're accusing him of. I have no idea. I'm not gonna get into that. But I think he's a marketing genius.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He knows how to become famous. He knows how to make money. Like that's something that is kind of admirable because not everybody has the courage or the intelligence to like pop off like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm just gonna say this to make people mad and I don't care. As long as I get my money, I'm straight. Not everybody has the courage to do that. Now, whatever, all the charges that he has against him, are they true or not? I don't know, and I'm not gonna get into it. But yeah, that's all I got for Andrew Tate, really, man. What do you have on Andrew Tate?
Andrew Tate said something last year, and that was something that motivated me like crazy. It wasn't something he said about women because I don't pay attention to him when he talks about women because I already know he doesn't make any sense half the time. Sometimes he does not, but most of the time he doesn't make any sense. So I don't really listen to Andrew Tate. I listen to Andrew Tate when he talks about becoming a better version of yourself. For the most part, I haven't listened to Andrew Tate in like a
Yeah.
year, but specifically, he said something last year when he started blowing up on TikTok. This is back before I left TikTok because it's really toxic. Like I said, y'all, I do not get on TikTok because
Yeah.
I think it's really toxic. But I saw him say this. He said everyone sits around and they play GTA. I live GTA in real life. I was like, that's cold, honestly. That's
Yeah,
cold.
I remember what he said.
That motivated me
Bro,
because I was like, man, like I gotta, I gotta like when it comes to like a money aspect, a life aspect, like now there's things come out about his life where it's like, okay, I don't really want to get it exactly how he got it, but I want to get it my way. I want to, open up businesses. I want to sit there and grind for it. Get that money and live a life like he's living. You feel me? That's and then me, I want to be able to provide for a family one day. I want to get married and I want to meet a queen and get married, you feel me? I want to have children and stuff, you
yeah.
feel me? Like I want to meet my queen. I'm a king, so I want to meet my queen one day and get married and stuff and then be able to live this successful life. And it's like when imagine sitting there being able to say that and then literally actually be living it, except you don't gotta rob anybody and stuff. You actually get to just get in your Bugatti one day and go
It's
driving around and stuff, or
exactly. You don't gotta
party in
worry
his
about
mansion.
anybody going after you, or you don't have to worry about the authorities going after you. Like, I see what you're saying. Um, I will say though, for example, one thing that he said that I agree with him is that like one time, I don't know which podcast because I saw it from a TikTok clip. That's how he got viral, mainly from clips from his podcast, right? Well, there was one where he said, how some people like complain about their life and stuff, and he said, look, think about it. You complain about your life, but there's a kid living in Syria who has to work to earn money to get some sandals sometimes next year because he makes like 2 cents a year, like a day or something. And then all of a sudden he comes home and his house gets bombed. So if you meet him and you have to switch up lives, he will gladly sign the paper to have your life. That's not the exact words he said it, but that's the message. And I agree with him. I think that like yes, we all have struggles and stuff, but I mean, we're better than a lot of people, man. There's some people who are actually having rough out there, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not talking about us because I know we're both grateful for what we have and where we're going, but I'm talking about, I think he's referring to the people that, like, are like pretentious and like think they deserve like everything they're born to. You know what I'm saying? You know what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, 100%. This is yeah, like I said, we're not gonna get into what is going on with that whole situation right now because we don't know the facts. Um,
Exactly.
but at the end of the day, people got to understand Andrew Tate he inspired a lot of guys last year, man, and but I don't know, like I just can't because there were a lot of times where he did say things and it just didn't seem to like. And like I said, I grew up learning to respect women, and even though at times I can definitely say like I have been frustrated by women. I think everyone has at some point. Um, especially when you're heartbroken. But for the most part, I can definitely say from a financial aspect of things, Andrew Tate definitely looking at his life and how he lived it, um, definitely helped out some. But another question.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So like I said, you earlier in the pod, you said you were one of the first of us to get your heart broken, to go to the gym and everything. Um, how do you describe the gym? Because the gym is one of my favorite places, or one of my favorite things to do. Is one of my favorite places to go. Part of me wants to take off my shirt right now and just show everyone the body that I've gotten over the past 7 months, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. But how would you necessarily explain the gym for yourself and really uh what do you kind of what type of like thing are you looking to gain from the gym every single time you go? And what was
Okay,
kind of the like you already kind of explained the reason you started going, but how did that necessarily help you kind of get back into the right mind?
okay. So the way I see gym is the way I see it's like a temple. It's like my space, and I know a gym is public. What I mean by my space is that like I can just go in there and whatever anger, whatever stuff I'm going that just makes me mad, I can just get it out in the gym. Instead of, fighting other people or stuff like that, I just basically get it by gaining weight, by lifting weights, by lifting. And that's beneficial because it gives me a peace of mind. It gets out all the frustration that I have, and obviously helps my body. It makes me look good.
Yeah, for sure.
And the thing about the gym too that most people don't know. So, for example, when you go on TikTok, you see all these people trying to act like they're all of that, but like, bro, when you go to a national gym, nobody gives a crap about you. Nobody's looking at you. Everybody's
Wait,
just on
wait.
the same mission as you.
When you say that, you also got to remember it's like that until you see a baddie in the gym. Now all of a sudden, that's when things switch up. But yeah,
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'll get into that in a second, but basically, like, for example, when you go in the gym, everybody's just chilling, right? Obviously, when a body comes, you want to prove that you're the shit. Like, you're out here just going boom, boom, boom. You do like your highest bench mats, your squatting mats, your deadlift in front of her, obviously, because she's a baddie. But in the sense, it's like nobody's gonna like try to like take you down just because they just want to take you down. It's not like in high school. It's not like you're in college or high school. Nobody really cares. And honestly, it helps your dopamine as well. In what sense? When there's been studies shown by many scientists. I can't name out of my top of my head, but if you look it up, it's a fact that when you go to the gym, your dopamine increases, and it's better to go to the gym and have your dopamine increase than by smoking, drinking, and going to the hub, for example. You know what I'm saying?
mhm. Yeah. Last year after my relationship, and I was hurting so bad. All my friends, and some other friends, all of them kept going, go to the gym, man, go to the gym, go to the gym. Like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I wasn't big into the gym though, so like I didn't really go. Instead, I put all my focus into YouTube. I tried to put it into school. I did put it into school, but none of that helped. And finally, starting off the year when I did start going to the gym more. Yeah, I go to the gym on a consistent basis. Like I go at least 2, 3 times a week,
Yeah.
sometimes four. And, I drink nothing but water. I try to eat healthier, you know, but it's like you said, it's a dopamine increase. When you go into the gym, you may have something on your mind and it may be affecting you a certain way. But the moment you leave that gym, all your stress is basically gone. And it's,
Exactly, because you got the stress out of your system by lifting,
hmm I'll
by
tell you
lifting
this
the
though.
weights.
I'll tell you this though. The first time I went to the gym, right? The first few times I went to the gym, I'm not gonna forget it. It was a thing of in my head, I was like, I've never seen so many baddies in one place. Like I mean, like it don't matter if it's the club, the beach. Like, yeah, sure, you see them there, but specifically, like the gym is different though because it's like you see them working hard on themselves, and like there was this one girl, beautiful girl, right? I saw like 2 weeks ago at the gym, and normally because due to all the videos and stuff, right? Like I don't really pay attention to no one in the gym. Like once you start going there for a while, you really don't really pay attention to anyone until like you trying to like get like a set in or something. But so I saw this. I was on a treadmill. It was a leg day for me. So I was on the treadmill. I was running, jogging and stuff. And at the gym, the benches are a pretty good distance away from the treadmill. So I look up and I see from a distance there's this beautiful girl, right? This baddie, right? Like she fine, fine, fine. And so I'm like, this is probably like the prettiest girl I've ever seen in here. So the whole time when I'm at the gym, I didn't stay long because I was like, dude, like, because I was like, I gotta get her number. Like, I gotta try to get her number and stuff. Got to. So I'm working out and I'm still getting my regular sets, but the whole time I'm still trying to pay attention to her to see when she's leaving because it's like I'm not finna walk up to her and interrupt her set. You know what I'm saying? Just to get her number, like I don't want to be one of these dudes who's doing that. So I wanted to wait until she was about to leave. So finally she grabbed her stuff and she go into her locker room. So I knew she was about to leave. So I'm still trying to get a little set in or whatever. She finally walks at the locker room. She walks that door. I immediately quit my set and grab my stuff. I wasn't gonna go back in the gym. It was basically time for me to leave anyway. It was a 30-minute workout for me. Or not 30 minutes, it was a 45-minute workout for me. And so I grab my stuff and I go after her, right? I meet her in the parking lot. I say, hey, what's up? What's your name? She tells me her name. I say, yeah, like I saw you in there and I thought you looked really good. I was wondering if one day, I was wondering if I can get your number and one day you let me take you out sometime. I'm sorry, but unfortunately I have a boyfriend.
She
I was
pulled a
like,
car, huh?
I was
She pulled
like,
a
that's
car,
tough.
man.
But
Nah.
she was like, you seem really sweet though, and I'm so sorry, but I have a boyfriend and everything. I was like, oh, it's all good, it's all good. I started stuttering over my words a little bit, but I was like, that's tough. I'll probably see her again one day. But she was fired, bro. She's fired. Really freaking pretty. But
Bro, for example, whenever I'm in college and I go to the gym in my college, when I go to the gym in hold on, bro, you're kind of cutting off. Give me a sec. Uh, hello? Can you hear
I'm
me?
still here.
Bro, okay, I was gonna say that. Yeah, yeah, okay. I was gonna say this, bro. So whenever I go to the gym in my college, it's kind of funny because when a body walks in, you see everybody being next to her, trying to do like the major sets and like bench like 100 dumbbells per arm and stuff like that, right?
hmm
But then you see me at the other corner just doing my own thing, bro, minding my own business. I'm not even trying to get her attention, bro. Dude, it's happened more than once that like since I'm the one that's not even trying too hard to impress her, she comes talking to me. So sometimes the best thing you can do is just not even try and not care. And then we start talking, I get her number and you know how it goes after that. But bro, I see all these people like, trying too hard and it's funny, which I mean that's good. I'm not judging or making fun of it. I mean, hey, it's okay to try your hardest, man. That's what you're supposed to do at the gym. Prove yourself, like be like, you know, hit like your highest benchmarks and stuff. But like if you just do it every time a body walks in there, then you're tripping. You just gotta do it
So
all the time instead of like do it whenever just a body walks in. You know what I mean? Because then she's gonna be like, "Damn, they're all down bad. I'm not gonna talk to this guy." But then they see the other dude trying his best for himself, and then they're gonna be like, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna talk to this dude because he doesn't care. He's trying to prove himself, but not to anybody else."
yeah, for sure, bro. So basically, there's this girl. This girl still. I don't follow her on Instagram. She still follows me on Instagram. Um, but have I told? I could sit here and tell you her name, but I'm not gonna say her. We went to high school with this girl, and
Oh, I got you.
basically, I was at the gym yesterday, right? I was working on arms and stuff, right? My arms and stuff is still sore from it too. It's crazy. That's how you know I had a really good workout. It's in the middle of the day. This is like over
Yeah,
24 hours ago. My arms and chest are still really sore. But I did arms and chest, and basically, I do my regular stuff. Work as hard as possible. Every time I go in there, I try to start off with a bench press and I go the heaviest I can go on a bench press. I do about uh 2 sets of 10. Try to do about 3 if I can. May have to lower it sometimes, but um, she saw me at first. She saw I was doing that, but I wasn't doing it for her. And like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, she bad. She been bad since high school, but I was doing my thing, and every single time I look up, she's staring at me. Like she at least takes a glance at me. I'm like, you want to come and say something, come and say it. But like I said,
bro.
like I ain't gonna lie. It could be because I ain't gonna lie. It could be because we got into a little argument back in high school, but that was a long time ago. And girls remember some stuff certain sometimes, but it's like there is no way she just randomly remembered that about me. Because that was like an argument by like a random text message, and it wasn't even nothing that big, nothing that serious. So I mean, but like she kept staring at me like she wanted to come up to me and say something, but I'm just like, okay, cool. Like I ain't if you want to come up and say something, like I'm single. Like I'm single. I mean, I don't really care about getting into a relationship right
Bro,
now, but hey, I'm down for whatever.
sometimes I've realized that whenever they start following you and they're staring at you and then they get close to you, they just want you to talk to them. But the thing is, how we gonna know if they don't come up to us? Like, I mean, you can't just tell me. I can't just decipher first try that's what she wants. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm not like, people can come up talk to me. I'm not gonna do anything bad. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I feel you, bro. But nah, man, it is what it is. But hey, to all the viewers here, man, if you haven't gone to the gym, I recommend you to go to the gym. It's very helpful. Like very, very helpful, man. You're gonna like it can transform your life actually. Like literally, it can change your whole mindset and your whole perspective, and it will help you for a lot better. And like I said, besides that, you can get dopamine without like, just doing alcohol and drugs or like going to the hub, you actually get dopamine doing something productive.
Hey, for those who go to the gym, specifically if you're trying to like bulk up or something, I recommend these things. First off, eat protein. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Whey
Drink.
protein, whey body protein from
Hmm.
GNC.
Get protein. I recommend of course either Moe's or what's the other one? Chipotle. Um,
Yeah,
I recommend Mexican food for sure. Uh, Steph is cold. Put me on this. Steph is cold. Put me on this. Ramen noodles actually helps. I don't know what it is. Ramen noodles actually helps. And PB&J sandwiches. Don't eat too much of it, but it still helps. As long as you drain out the sodium with water, it adds some weight onto you so you build more muscle that way. This is all if you're trying to build muscle, if you're trying to bulk or become toned. But like if you just trying to lose weight, I don't really know what to tell you. I guess just get on a treadmill. You know what I'm saying? Get on a treadmill, drink water, all that stuff. But I'm trying to gain weight and
yeah,
muscle.
well, I've been doing that for a little bit. I'm not gonna say for a while and I'm like a bodybuilder because that would be cap. but I will tell you that like something that has helped me is this. Go to GNC and get Wheybolic protein and get creatine monohydrate. I will tell you that whenever you get creatine monohydrate, you gotta drink like a lot of water. I'm telling you 8 to 10 cups a day. So
Oh
you
yeah,
don't
also,
get messed up your so you don't get messed up, so your kidneys don't get messed up. And when you take pre-workout, don't take pre-workout every day. I'm talking about like Woke AF and all that stuff. Take it like at least 3 times a week, not every time you go to the gym because then it can mess with your thyroid. But besides that, I really recommend just whey bullet protein, and pure creatine monohydrate. You can get those in GNC or any gym store with vitamins and stuff like that.
yeah, definitely get some definitely get the creatine too. Like I get the creatine pills. That's what I use. I take about 3 pills a day.
Mm,
Sometimes I take about six. There's six is the recommended amount. 6 a day is the recommended amount, but you run out way too fast if you do six. So I do about 3 a day. I didn't take any today, so I didn't go to the gym today. But I'm going to the gym tomorrow though. So
yeah, I take so I've realized that you get 1 cup for every 10 kilograms you weight, and I know we're in the United States and we use the imperial system, but I weigh, for example, 72 kilos. That would be around 165. You can do a calculation. You go to Google and there's the converter where you can convert from kilos to pounds. And according to how many kilos your weight, is that how much you can take. So for example, since I weigh 72 kilos, I take about 7 cups of creatine because it's 1 cup for every 10 kilos.
mm,
And I know this because I have a friend at South. He's a natural competitive bodybuilder, and he told me to do that. So I mean, that's what he told me. So I'm just taking the advice from him, the word from him,
are you talking
and I've
about
been doing
Warner?
it. It actually helps.
So Warner,
But
Warner.
no, well, not Warner. Warner's one of them. He told me about that, but his name is West.
Well, shout out Warner and
He,
West.
yeah, Warner and West has helped me a lot, especially for example, Warner gave me the workout that I'm doing, and it's helped me a lot. But West, he does competitive building, bodybuilding across the whole country, bro. Like he's had a competition in South Carolina. He had another one in Miami, like stuff like that. I'll send you his Instagrams and socials later, but I'm telling you, man, that's what he told me, and it's helped me a lot.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But yeah. Anyway, bro. It's about time to end this. You feel me? We've been on here for probably about an hour now. And but yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate you coming
yeah.
on here. You feel me? And but yeah, we definitely got to do this again. There's some things I'm sure we'll be able to talk about next time. But how'd you enjoy this so far, man? What you think about the pod so far? I love to hear your feedback.
Bro, I think it was great. Honestly, like, at first I was like, well, I'm going to a podcast for the first time, but like it just felt natural because like I mean, we've been bros for years now, so it's like I'm just talking how I talk to you on a day-to-day basis, and it felt natural. Like I really liked it, and I was just being myself, honestly, bro. I definitely would like to do this again. And make sure next time we mention Steph is cold, I'll mess it up with Steph Curry.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
For
Yeah,
sure, so I don't get canceled and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And Steph is cool. He's pretty cool. So shout out to him. And again, shout out to Steph is cool. Shout out to Warner West and everybody we mentioned in this podcast.
yeah. Hey, I'll tell you this though. The one reason I really like talking to you and like mentioning these other guys like Steph Cole and stuff is because it makes me want to go out and get money. Like that's basically it. It makes me want to go out, go back to the gym, get
Yeah,
money
me
all the
too, bro.
time,
It makes
bro.
me be like money hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
power hungry, self-improvement hungry, like literally.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, yeah, I appreciate you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this pod episode. Once again, this is Conversations with Friends, episode 1. And make sure y'all tune into the next episode and next guest. I cannot wait for y'all to see who that's gonna be. Me and my bro Enrique, we definitely gonna do this again. I don't know when, but we definitely gonna do this again. Make sure you guys like, comment,
Yeah.
subscribe, share the video. Make sure you go follow the Instagram. His Instagram will be in the bio or the description down below. Also, the podcast Instagram will also be in the description at A True Kings Podcast. Remember that. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.